What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my two siblings, my sister, Danette, and my brother,
Derek. What's up?
What a week of news it has been. D23 this weekend, so it was a couple of stuff coming out of there. But I'm going to start with the big thing. Spider-Man. Oh, yes, let's talk Spider-Man.
So he is no longer a part of the MCU.
Did I not say it? Did I not say it?
You said it.
Yep.
There's a lot of internet rumors on why he's no longer in the MCU.
I think we need to start at the beginning, because let's just say that no one really knows exactly what happened. There's a lot of stuff out there. But apparently the story is that since the contract's up, Disney wanted more for Spider-Man. Now, there's some people saying that they wanted a 50-50 finance. One, I need to explain to people what this means. I'm not saying that it was an actual good offer from Disney, but people seem to misunderstand what 50-50 financing means. Like, they're like, oh, they wanted 50% of the profits and do nothing.
They were also going to cover 50% of the cost.
Yes, they were going to pay for half of the movie and get 50% of the profit. Yeah. Now, I understand why Sony would not take that, but also Sony wanted to keep the same offer that they had already.
Right. But right now, Disney wasn't getting, what, like 5% or something?
It was not even 5%. It was 5% of the first day.
That's it?
That's it. 5% of the first day.
But they got more money off of merchandising.
Yes. People keep saying that too. Marvel has always had the merchandising for Spider-Man since 2002. So I don't know why people throw that in there like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Yes, for the Spider-Man deal with Sony, I don't think it was the same with X-Men, but for the Spider-Man deal with Sony, Marvel had the merchandising, period. This was not anything new, so the terms didn't change.
Well, no, they didn't change. But so they were getting 5% of opening day and then all of the toy money.
Yeah, but they were already getting all of the toy money. Plus, I don't know why people mention that because it's their character.
Right.
So they deserve the toy money.
That's true.
That's
true. It's not like Sony made Spider-Man.
They didn't make Spider-Man. You couldn't have toys without Marvel creating it.
You say that, but I mean, think about the deal Marvel did with Universal.
Yeah.
Everything east of the Mississippi, Universal owns, amusement park wise.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why all the new stuff is in California and not Florida.
Yeah.
So it could have been like that.
It could have been like that. Which, I mean, look, I know Marvel was going bankrupt. They had to do what they had to do. But it is creating ripples down the line. So that's the story. That's the story that we hear. Some people are saying Disney asked for 30%. Some people say it's 50%. I don't know. People are blaming Sony. People are blaming Disney. People are mad at Sony. People are mad at Disney. I'm going to put my opinion out here. Both companies are at fault here, and both companies are going to hurt from it. Although I believe Sony's going to hurt way more. They may think they're not going to, but Sony's going to hurt way more. And I'm going to put why I think both companies are at fault. I think if they asked for 50%, Disney came to the table way too high.
But it's not negotiation, though. You come high, and meet somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, that was my other thing. Because I don't think they actually wanted 50%. I think that was their kind of tactic, so they come down. I don't think Sony actually came down. They kind of claimed that, we did. I don't think they did.
You think Sony said, we'll give you what we agreed to before?
Yeah.
And Marvel was like, nah, bruh.
Yeah, and for everybody saying that, Disney's greedy for asking for more, you have to understand something. Like, they made Spider-Man $1 billion franchise. It wasn't $1 billion franchise before. It made money. People are always going to go see Spider-Man. Like, that's...
because he's a very popular character.
Yeah, but they're the ones that made it $1 billion franchise. Wouldn't you feel like you should get more?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you got Kevin Feige over there doing a ton of work and you like, we should start getting paid more for our work.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it only makes sense. Granted, I mean, 50-50 makes sense, but you can't jump from 5% the first day to 50-50.
Yeah, that's high.
It's high.
Yeah.
So I don't know what transpired, but I think both companies are probably being stubborn, and
yeah. Yeah.
So as it comes down, Sony has the rights to use Spider-Man in movies again. And so he's not a part of MCU.
Okay.
What's up?
I was just wondering. So when they originally sold these rights to Sony, is that like a forever deal?
As long as they make movies.
As long as they make movies.
And they will.
I just thought it was, okay, that's interesting. It didn't have no expiration
Or if they
date.
get sold. That's another thing. A lot of people with the Disney Fox deal, and they're like, please let Disney buy Fox so Marvel can get X-Men. It didn't matter. Whoever bought Fox, X-Men was going back to Marvel. Mm-hmm. Like, those rights didn't transfer to the new company.
Right. As if Marvel, if Fox ever gave it up, it goes back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably the same thing with Spider-Man. It's not going to just go to a new company. But Sony Pictures isn't going to die because I'm pretty sure Sony Company is going to keep it alive. So, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they've sucked for the longest.
They still make James Bond or no?
Yes.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And that's horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know how to feel about this. Now, there was some question whether Tom Holland would continue because he had an option after this. But he did say he will play Spider-Man for Sony as well, which fine.
That's
Whatever. I mean, I probably would too.
Hey, you got to get paid, right?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to as an actor. Like, he doesn't have to be Spider-Man.
No, but I mean,
but,
you can't be loyal to the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the only plus out of that is that Sony's going to try to continue the story most likely and not full on reboot.
Yeah, they will. And you just have to ignore all of the Avengers stuff.
Which is a lot.
But it can be done. I feel like Sony is then just going to rush in and then like combine them with those other movies that they wanted to do.
Basically.
Is what they're going to do.
Like Venom's going to be in the first Sony Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I feel like all the stuff they want to do, like a Kraven the Hunter movie.
Oh, Venom 2? Because it hasn't even started yet. Spider-Man's going to be in Venom 2.
Well,
I bet.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Bet. He's going to be in Venom 2. So,
because they already started with Morbius, so
you don't need Spider-Man.
you don't
I
need
don't see
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in Morbius.
No,
either.
Morbius is a stupid character.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. I halfway want to boycott these movies. Because Sony, first of all, people are like, oh, well, Sony can make good Spider-Man movies. And then they're like, Venom made almost $1 billion. It did. And you know why Venom made almost $1 billion?
Because we're stupid.
And people wanted to see a Venom. He's a favorite character.
Right.
Yeah.
People wanted, so no matter who said what, they were going to the theater to check the movie out themselves.
But that does not mean they're going to keep making movies, because if a movie keeps being bad, people are going to stop seeing it.
Stop
Look at the DC movies.
Yeah.
Look at the X-Men movies.
Yeah, because it hung on for a little bit, but then as it continued to be bad quality, they didn't watch it. Because Venom was bad. Let's face it, it was not a good movie.
Yeah.
I need people to realize that. Like, the critics gave it a bad score for a reason.
I don't think people will rush in to see a Venom 2 movie.
Not as much. People are. Like, it was, I don't think it was going to die completely at Venom 2, but if Venom 2 was bad, then that was going to be it.
Yeah, so, it's like you'll get a few years of people giving you a chance.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be like
Batman v Superman, because everybody's just like, dude, we've been waiting for this for so long. So, yeah, you got a rush of people to go see the movie, and then you go see the movie, and you're just like, wow, really?
And I still wanted to see Justice League.
Yeah, I did too.
Justice League. At that point, I was just hoping.
But then now, I'm like, I don't really care.
I want nothing of none of these.
Which they might be getting better. I may see the next Suicide Squad. It might be good, but
well, y'all talked about me because I liked the first Suicide Squad.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't even liked by fans. I don't understand. Like, you're the only one.
I'm sorry. I like the movie.
It was bad.
Sorry.
It didn't even make sense. Use 90s movies tropes and everything. Blue beam in the sky. God. Okay. So yeah, they're gonna do that, and then they're not good. And then people mention Into the Spider-Verse, which was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's a different kind of movie.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that made Into the Spider-Verse good. Now, writing and acting was good, but still, a lot of the stuff that really separated it, you can't replicate in a live-action movie.
No, I mean, I feel like DC's animated movies are really good.
DC's animated are good. Yeah.
Their actual movies suck.
Yeah.
So
DC
it's just like
animated movies are 10 times better than the Marvel animated.
Right. So
and
it's
the Marvel
not the
animated
same
movies are horrible.
They're so bad.
Yes.
So it's not a direct correlation.
No.
You know, so just because Into the Spider-Verse was good doesn't mean that they know how to make this live-action Spider-Man good.
Right. So basically, they're going to have
DC also have better voice actors for their animated movies too.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But even if you think about the actors for Into the Spider-Verse, can you get these actors to play these actual characters?
Right.
No.
So then you would have to get new actors, and who to say they would be as good?
Right, because so now Sony is saying that they want their own universe now, basically, right?
Yeah.
The Spider-Man universe.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Okay, the Spider-Man universe.
Yes,
that's a small universe.
Because they still bent on trying to do a Sinister Six.
Whatever.
I guess now that makes more sense as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, now all their movie plans make more sense, which kind of still leads
like,
to me that they were planning on taking it back anyway.
Absolutely, because they felt like they don't need Marvel anymore. Mm-hmm. And they had all of these plans, but no Spider-Man.
Yeah, which most of them didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already ruined Venom because he should have started with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which is going to be weird because Venom is supposed to hate Spider-Man.
I'm sure he will.
But they're going to team up.
Really?
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because in their universe, Venom is the good guy.
Yeah.
Really? Like an actual good guy?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's not an anti-hero. He's a good guy.
Yeah, his only issue is he hates Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, in the Sony one, he's pretty much just a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, whatever. He becomes a good guy in the comics, which makes him the anti-hero because he's still kind of violent. But, whatevs on that.
Okay. I have no desire to see it, with or without Tom Holland.
Yeah. What I think is going to happen for Sony is your first couple of movies, people are going to go out and see. You're not going to make $1 billion. Because Far From Home was good, but guess what? If it wasn't for Endgame, that movie wouldn't have made $1 billion.
No, because we wanted to see how it tied in.
Yeah, and it's the continuation of this story we just watched.
Yeah,
and actually, that's, in my opinion, that's why all these Marvel movies are starting to make more and more. Now, Infinity War and Endgame, yeah, those would have made $1 billion, but Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and stuff with those starting to break.
Black Panther would have made $1 billion.
Black Panther would have because of the cultural impact. But Captain Marvel making $1 billion, it's because of the continuation of the MCU timeline. Now and it's entering general audiences. Now the general audience wants to know what happens next in this story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you're having all these people flock to these movies. So you lose that now. And you're going to get some people who don't recognize that it's not a part of the MCU anymore. But people will know, and your movie's not going to make $1 billion. It may make $800 million, whatever, but you're not going to make $1 billion. Spider-Man just made $1.3 billion. Highest grossing Sony movie ever. And they're not going to touch it again. If you wanted to continue to make that money, you would have negotiated to keep them.
Yep.
So this is going to hurt Sony in the long run.
I think so.
First few movies,
I agree.
You're going to make money, but then I'm going to just put this out on a limb. They're going to be bad.
Well, I just feel like, what's your end game? Because Tom Holland could only be Spider-Man for so long.
Yeah.
So then what do you move to? Like, Marvel's like, all right, Tony Stark, Captain America are done, but we're moving on to these other people.
Yeah.
What does Sony move to? They got, 3 years?
My thing is they should have you got so many, they're focusing on this one Spider-Man. You have so many different Spider characters they could have used. I think I mentioned it on the podcast before. Why didn't you use the Gwen Stacy Spider-Woman and create a universe based off of her. You could have, even if you didn't want to follow her storyline from the comics, you could have just put her in place of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be very interested to see that.
Yeah. Why did you use Miles Morales?
Yeah, or like, I don't know. I mean, is she called the Black Cat? Is that her name?
Yeah, Black Cat.
Yeah.
I'd be very interested
They're
to
talking
see a
about
story
you.
about her.
They were talking about doing a movie there about her.
Oh, speaking of Spider-Gwen, since, you know, she can't go by the name of Spider-Gwen in the actual comic book world, and since now she's part of the regular Marvel Earth universe, she can't go by Spider-Woman because there's already a Spider-Woman. So
There's
she goes
several.
by Ghost Spider
Ghost Spider. That's dumb.
because of the white she wears.
Yeah, that's a dumb.
The
One.
white
Why
hoodie,
can't she be called
white and pink
Spider-Woman? I
hoodie.
thought that was her name.
That is her name, but there are other
It's
Spider-Women.
because there's already a Spider-Woman. There's actually two.
Hey, you know what? Please give us a Spider-Woman in the MCU.
Yeah.
I don't want there
like
to be
who was in
confusion.
the Iron Man comic?
Yeah,
Her.
yeah. She's not attached to Spider-Man
No,
at
she's
all.
not.
So, like, I want to see her. in
Yeah, I
there.
thought I liked her in the cartoon, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Different
didn't
power
use
sets.
her
She's-
as much on Iron Man, though.
No.
Really?
But I
I
would
don't
like to.
remember.
Was it Jessica Drew? I think her
Yes.
name is. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I would like to
Yeah.
see that. All right, so that's going to fail for Sony. Let's talk about how it hurts Marvel. So it does hurt a little bit. I mean, you're losing a flagship character. He definitely. I mean, he was going to be $1 billion franchise pretty much every time, and bringing him into the MCU movies would draw people there. I'm pretty sure that putting him in the trailer to Civil War drew some people that wasn't going to watch that movie into watching it. Some, I would say. However, Marvel will recover from this loss pretty quickly.
Yeah, because I feel like Marvel already has phase 4 and 5 in the works already.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure
Yeah.
Tom Holland would probably have showed up in those movies.
Yeah, they're just going to have to
But
readjust.
He's not needed for those movies.
Yeah.
And I feel like Marvel set themselves up easier to move on.
I mean, they could just say that since he was implicated in London, they put him in the raft.
Yeah, or just like,
He's
know,
gone.
he decided to, focus on school and didn't want to be a superhero
Yeah, he
anymore.
quit being a superhero because of that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, it's not going to be as big as a hurt to Marvel. No. So, to be honest, even though I feel like Disney came out too strong, they did have the upper hand here, and Sony doesn't see it. I think they really are blind in thinking that they can really milk this for money. They lost audiences before with Spider-Man, and they will again.
Yeah. It didn't take them long either.
You know, Amazing Spider-Man 2 made a bunch of money, but guess what? People were not happy.
Well, Amazing Spider-Man, I mean, it's okay, but it wasn't really a good movie.
So if they had come out with Amazing Spider-Man 3, that would have tanked so badly. And they knew that. That's why they canceled the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do it again.
Yeah.
And then Amy Pascal, which I don't really like that much, but she at least held some kind of semblance of decency in the Spider-Man universe. She's gone, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
And we have the stupid people that forced Venom into Spider-Man 3 now running the show. So we'll see how this is gonna go. But that's enough on Spider-Man, I guess.
I figured we would talk about that in length.
Well, yeah.
That was the main news topic this week.
It dominated the news for the week. Let's talk a little bit of box office. Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes, made $600 million worldwide.
$600 million. That is pretty good. I'm pretty sure it didn't cost them that much to make that movie either.
Yeah, doubtful.
It probably, $100-200 million maybe?
Yeah, $200 million seems like a lot for that
having
movie.
a movie with both of those actors in it, though, will draw people anyway.
Yeah.
Because Jason Statham and The Rock has good fan followings.
Yes, they do. Mr. Stratham.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Jason Statham.
Whatever.
Yeah, I gotta see this still.
Yeah.
I guess by now I'll just wait till it hits streaming.
Yeah, just wait.
I meant to go out and see it, I just never did. But it did seem like it would be enjoyable.
Yeah, I think what helps is that it is an enjoyable movie, as much as a dumb movie can be enjoyable. You know, because it's like, it's dumb. The Fast and Furious franchise is dumb.
Yeah.
But they're entertaining.
Yeah.
So it hits that on all
and
marks.
For me personally, I do feel like the later movies have gotten better. Well, the recent movies have gotten better.
Really? I feel the
Fast and
opposite.
Furious?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard they've gotten better. I'm like the one person that have seen none of these movies, so...
None of them?
Wow, you haven't?
No, I saw one.
I have seen
pieces.
every single one.
Didn't you go with me to see Tokyo Drift?
Did I? No. No.
Hey, to this day though, Tokyo Drift is the worst one.
Well, I heard about that, but isn't that the one with Bow Wow in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Horrible.
But Han is in this one.
Han is always somewhere.
So, I didn't know that like this was the movie that with Gal Gadot pretty much. Did she get her start in Fast and Furious movies? I didn't know she was a part of it.
Honestly, if you weren't Vin Diesel or Paul Walker, I have no idea, nor do I care about your character.
You know what? I don't know. Because, actors could be in other movies you never heard of or seen before, but...
I mean, well, she got her start as Miss Universe, right? So I was saying, was it her first movie?
I don't know, but it's the first movie I ever seen her in.
Interesting. Alrighty, so I mean that's good that it made money. I'm gonna check it out. Maybe I'll do a little way after the fact review of it. Bond 25
has a name.
It has a name now, and as we said last,
we were so close.
Yeah,
so close to picking out this name.
No Time to Die, because of course it has to have time and die.
We forgot to say. Time is always in the title. We said
die
and
live.
Die.
Yeah.
It's in the title. But time is always in the time. I mean, always in the time.
What?
Always in the title too.
Mm-hmm. So is Derek's speech. So No Time to Die. Whew. Yeah, no time for this franchise to die because it's been having so many problems. Not that I want James Bond to die. It's just like, man, they have not been doing good.
James Bond is so iconic. It has to continue on.
It does.
It also has to improve.
Yes. Stop being bad. Yeah. And this is the movie that's supposed to be good because it's like every other movie.
Yeah, every other movie is good. But I have no faith in this movie. Oh, and the release date is in April.
Oh, yeah, we were wrong. So it's April next year that's released. So
yeah.
The guy
hashtag
Bond History Month will be in April. Don't forget, guys, hashtag Bond History Month.
Yes.
Next bit of news. The Marvel's Avengers video game had some gameplay footage.
Yeah. Nothing about it really made me want to rush out and buy it.
Yeah, it was kind of uninteresting.
Yeah. And I am highly disappointed this is not multiplayer.
Yeah, well, I mean, Square Enix doesn't do multiplayer.
Still, I just feel like an Avengers game should be multiplayer.
Yeah, an Avengers game, it should be multiplayer.
I don't know. I was expecting something very similar to what was coming out on the Switch.
Yeah, and then the gameplay just seemed very uninteresting and unexciting. I don't know.
The character design is odd to me.
Yeah.
We said that with the first trailer.
Yeah, I know. And it didn't improve.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
And the dialogue to me is just blah. I mean, I'll catch reviews and see. Maybe it's better than... When does this come out?
End of this year, I think. No, next year. Yeah, it's it's in development, I believe. Nonetheless, I'm probably not going to get this.
Nope. Unless they get like a 9 out of 10 rating or something.
Yeah.
I'll watch somebody play it on YouTube.
Yep. There you go. Let's watch it on Twitch. Michael Rooker, that's the actor that plays Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. He has joined Fast 9. So Fast and Furious 9, he's going to be in it.
As who?
As somebody. No, it's Fast and the Furious. Do we know characters?
And
from
John
it?
Cena is going to be in Fast and the Furious 9 as well, replacing The Rock.
I feel like this is a perfect part to put his wrestling intro in. It's John Cena. Da, 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 da.
I didn't know what his wrestling entrance was.
And he does
It's a
the
meme,
hand thing.
so
It's a
yeah, people do it all the time. Just throw it.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of John Cena.
he's actually not a bad actor though.
Really?
No, he's not a bad actor. I'm not a fan of his wrestling character, but
I don't watch wrestling, so
Yeah, I stopped watching wrestling a
Long
when he
long
came
time
on the
ago.
scene, that's when I stopped.
Oh, I'm sure I stopped way before that.
yeah. Well, yeah. All I remember, all I know about wrestling is when we used to play the video game WW.
Oh, dude,
it was
that was the
WWF
best.
back then.
SmackDown.
And we made our own character.
Yes. We made our own characters. Yep.
Yeah.
And we started our own and we made sure The Rock and Stone Cold was in our group.
Did we have a character that we made for every game? Like he was a football player and a
Yeah.
basketball player.
Too hot.
Too hot. Yes.
Too hot.
Yes.
Yep.
Horrible. All right. So let's get into some D23 news. Because this weekend was D23. A couple of stuff came out of that. A Black Panther 2 has a release date.
May 2021?
2022.
2022.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
So just a couple of years from now, we'll get the sequel to Black Panther. We'll see what happens there. I can't make speculation what it's going to be about because there's so many movies in between. We don't know where MCU is going to go before we get
In
there.
shows.
Yeah.
Because of Disney Plus.
So it could be a whole bunch. But what's his name is coming back? Michael B. Jordan. So apparently he's going to talk to him on the little
The astral plane?
astral plane thing. Yeah.
I don't think that's what it's called, but the Lion King world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that reminds you about Lion King. There's going to be an animated Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends series for preschoolers.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
like back in the day with Firestar. I mean,
I don't know if it's going to be Iceman or Firestar.
You might as well.
I think it's probably just going to be everybody because Spider-Man teams up with
So
everyone.
is this going to be like Sesame Street with Spider-Man?
I don't know, but you know the characters have those like big heads and stuff. You remember that Marvel cartoon?
oh yeah.
The squad?
Mm-hmm.
Superhero
Yeah.
squad?
That was funny though.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
That's what it's going to look like?
It looks a bit different than that, but you know, along those
Similar.
lines, yeah. Which okay, fine. I guess that's a superhero cartoon my son can watch.
You watch them all.
Yeah, he's not interested in it though. He's
Right, it has
three,
to
like
be
you were
something-
interested when you were 3.
I
She
feel like I
wasn't.
was.
She acted like she was, but she wasn't.
I feel
You
like
were.
Batman was my life.
Not when you were 3.
Not when you were 3.
You're not
I
when
give
you're
you
sitting
5.
there learning when the highlight of your life is the ABCs. You're not thinking about Batman. He knows Spider-Man though. He recognizes Spider-Man, and he will point it out.
Nah, that's because of you.
That's because of you.
Yeah, well, my PlayStation box has a giant Spider-Man on it. Cause
Well, you know what? My kid's kid knows Batman. How come your kid doesn't?
I don't know. There was nothing good Batman that came out.
Her kid is younger than your kid.
Well, too bad.
You're failing.
Spider-Man's my favorite
I
superhero,
don't know
so
why.
whatever.
He's failing as an parent.
Yeah, he is.
Look, it's Spider-Man and then Batman.
That was a long pause in
I had to
there.
think Wolverine's in there.
Oh,
Oh my.
All right, WandaVision. They're adding Kat Dennings.
As her same character?
Yeah,
That's a lot of people. This show is making no sense.
I have no idea how this is going to go. And Randall Park.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Again, is he the FBI agent?
Yeah, so is this going to be a comedy? Or are they just comic relief?
I don't know. How does he fit into this?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
This show doesn't make
someone
sense.
is writing this.
You said who's writing?
Someone has to be like writing this, and I don't know.
This show's going to be a trip. That's all I know. It's probably just going to be this show's going to be a trip.
Yeah.
Along with the Disney Plus shows, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier adds the U.S. Agent.
Yes.
The actors from Game of Thrones. I think. No,
U.S. Agent is played by Kurt Russell's son.
Okay. Didn't somebody add an actor from the Game of Thrones?
Kit Harington.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got added to the Winter Soldier though.
Oh, okay. They did add Kit Harington. Oh, he added to the Eternals?
He's got added to the Eternals.
He's in the Eternals. Excuse me. So, U.S. Agent is another Captain America-like person, right?
Yes, called Super Patriots.
No, he's called U.S. Agent.
No, he first comes out.
No, he's called U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
Dude, don't tell me what I just read.
The Patriot was that guy.
Not the Patriot.
Oh.
When he first gets introduced, he is called the Super Patriot as a wannabe Captain America thing that the U.S. government had.
Yeah, because Captain America was frozen in ice.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. Last week we mentioned that Ewan McGregor was meeting, and we were speculating that would be an Obi-Wan movie. Well, it turns out it's going to be an Obi-Wan TV show on Disney Plus, so that's happening.
Like live action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I saw the trailer for it.
I guess what he's doing after he cut the limbs off of Anakin Skywalker.
He cut his limbs off?
Yeah, that's how he became Darth Vader.
Becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi did that. You didn't watch the last prequel?
No.
That was actually one of the best fight scenes in Star Wars.
I remember the volcano.
Yeah, it was.
Did he lose his limbs at the volcano?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he tried to jump over him, and Obi-Wan
he
cut
off one of his arms and both his legs.
Yeah.
Really?
And then he cut, the lava caught him on fire. It's really bad.
So he was burning.
Yeah.
And he just left him there.
Yeah, he did. He just left him there to die. Yeah, Obi-Wan's a little dirty.
Like, see you.
That was dirty. But yeah, he went on to become Darth Vader, and we had that cool scene in
Rogue One.
That was an awesome Darth Vader scene.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Best Darth Vader scene. Did you watch Rogue One?
I'm going to say no, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. It's not a bad movie. Actually, I enjoy it. I enjoy Rogue One. Yeah.
Apparently, the Force does not work on spaceships.
Why would
Because as the spaceship was pulling off, I'm like, dude, it was still close enough where he could have, bust doors open and still got that chip.
No, dude, it's like, okay, let's go back to the horrible movie of Dark Phoenix. You remember when Magneto's trying to hold down the helicopter and stuff? It's like that. It does get more difficult to move things if they're really large, so especially a spaceship speeding off into space. Yeah. So
that was some great acting on that scene, though.
What, with Magneto?
Yeah. Just, get out of here! I can't hold it.
That was one of the only good scenes in that movie.
Okay.
So they also announced that there will be a Moon Knight TV show, which is basically Marvel's Batman.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty good character.
Is this all live action?
He has a bow staff like Gambit, though.
Oh, yeah? There will also be a Miss Marvel TV show. This is the Indian American character that has stretchy powers.
Mm-hmm. Why is she called Miss Marvel?
She was inspired by Miss Marvel, who had then changed her name to Captain Marvel. So she took on the moniker. That's not
confusing at all.
Yeah, well.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think they needed another Marvel person, but they did. And also a She-Hulk TV show.
I'm kind of feeling that.
I'm liking.
I am feeling that. I was waiting for She-Hulk.
Yes, I really like She-Hulk, so I hope that's done well.
Yeah, I was waiting for She-Hulk to be in this universe. That'd be great. And since these are all Marvel Studio shows, we have good chance that some of these characters will cross over into the movies, which we didn't have with the Netflix shows.
Right.
So this could be pretty good. Or we might get some characters cross over into these shows, like some of the ones from the movies. Ones they don't have to pay a lot of money to.
Yep. Basically.
Yeah, like Falcon. Tell me you know that's the reason why he was the one in Ant-Man.
Well, because he just got there.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, we'll give you a few thousand here.
He probably makes a decent amount of money now.
Maybe, I don't know. All the new actors signed a 7-picture deal, so he probably makes $1 million per movie.
He probably makes more than that.
Chris Evans was making $1 million per movie.
Downey was making a ton.
Huh?
Downey was making.
He had the option to negotiate because he wasn't under contract after Iron Man 1.
Oh, yeah.
So when they knew where it was going, it was like, yeah, this dude gets percentages of every movie. Like, he's rich. I'll be honest.
Sometimes it pays off to be the first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why he's dead. What? They're like, we can't pay it. Like, he was making like $50 million.
He was.
That's like, you know how much of a movie's budget that is?
Right. Like, think of how much their profit margin increases by not having to pay Downey.
Yes.
That's true.
And not to fly and hit half his furniture in so he can be on set.
Yeah, I heard he had like a whole little town.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy. But all right, so we got that. The Mandalorian, which is the Star Wars TV show for Disney Plus, added Ming-Na Wen to the cast, which I always like her as an actress. She's great. I actually might check this out. There was a little trailer for it. It may be interesting. It's not Star Wars, you know? So
are they in space?
It's Star Wars. Yes, they're in space.
So then it's Star Wars.
Oh, okay. All right.
It could also be Star Trek.
Or something with a star.
People would hate.
Don't mix them up. No, don't.
They'd be like, how dare you?
Don't. Those are two different fandoms. I don't know which is worse.
I think they're about the same.
Danette, you had more news out of
For me saying that, they probably both will kill me.
One thing they said that Disney will be releasing their episodes weekly, which I am not a fan of.
No, I want to binge it. I want to binge watch everything.
And I feel like if I wanted to wait to watch a show once a week, that is what regular TV is for.
That is what regular. I hate when Hulu does that. Hulu does that.
Because Hulu is owned by Disney.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I do hate when Hulu do that. Don't do that. Just give me all 10 episodes.
Well, Hulu wasn't owned by Disney.
It doesn't matter. They're owned by Disney. They do the same thing.
Okay.
I don't need one episode per week. Just give it to me.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying.
So, that means I'm going to wait 10 weeks to watch it now. Just so you know.
Right.
I might make you watch the first episode of things so we can talk about
Not this Mandalorian thing.
No.
Okay.
Me and Taylor will talk about the Mandalorian. Or are you going to watch the Mandalorian, Derek?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But that's the only show that's coming out at first. Oh, and I think the What If is coming out at first, too.
Oh, the What If is going to be at launch?
I think so, but I heard that his animation is weird.
We'll see. We thought the animation for Into the Spider-Verse was weird until we watched it, so.
Okay, but I heard it was weirder than that. They also talked about some new worlds they're going to add to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so it's going to be like the Avengers campus. It looks pretty cool from the concept art.
Okay.
Whether or not it actually looks like
that. So this
that.
is similar to the Star Wars.
Yeah, and then that Guardians of the Galaxy thing, I guess. I guess it's like somehow to connect the global Disney. I don't know. It was a whole thing, but it seems very interesting.
It means Disney's making more money off of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like Disney.
Yes, no. I mean, they're a horrible corporation, but I will continue to give them my money.
Yeah, they keep doing things like bundling ESPN and Hulu with their streaming service.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I know. Now even Dad talking about getting it.
Yeah, he asked me, and I was like, well, it is going to have ESPN.
Why did he ask all of us? I was like, I need to find out if ESPN Plus gives you ESPN, or just like trashy ESPN.
I don't know. Can you watch games live?
That is what I got to find out. Because I heard somewhere that you can only watch like secondary sports. Which is like, why would I want to watch cricket?
Yeah, I'm not signing up for ESPN for that.
Exactly.
Well, cricket is huge.
Yeah. I know it is.
You know good and well ESPN is not giving up they national televised games.
No,
they
but...
make way too much money.
I mean, not like they won't make it.
Like you're already paying for it, so they'll still make the money. It's just I heard that ESPN Plus isn't what you think it is.
No, it isn't.
I'll look
because
into it.
I got ESPN Plus on, and it is secondary games.
Oh, well then I don't want that.
Unless it's like one of those instances where there's nothing else important going on.
No, it's like legit secondary sports.
With
it's like soccer. And yes, it's huge, but let's say
soccer. Like it's the NCAA championship game or something, and ESPN has the rights to show that game. Since there's no other sports being played at that time, it would be shown on all ESPN platforms.
So we may still get March
Madness
tournaments.
First of all, March Madness doesn't come on ESPN.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
So that was a horrible example.
Oh my goodness!
It doesn't come on ESPN.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They may put like NBA playoffs on there.
So would you get Monday Night Football?
I don't
see why not.
I want to say yes.
I mean, I guess if you got that, that'd be cool. But
I was thinking the basketball playoffs. Disney owns everything that those come on. Like they own TNT, so why not put that there as well?
I don't know. So you think you'll get the important games, but not
not like the regular season.
The midweek games, you wouldn't.
It would make sense to put the important games on there. Yeah. You make it.
That's what I'm.
You put it out to a wider audience.
That's what I'm alluding to. Yeah. So like, there's always a baseball game on Monday night.
Right.
On ESPN.
So you're saying
think you would get that on.
You won't get that.
Yeah, I don't think you would get that. But the wild card game, since ESPN gets one wild card game now for baseball, I believe that would be shown on all their platforms.
All right, then.
I need clarification on what I do and do not get. Because you know what I mean? Like, it's just, if it's secondary sports, and I know cricket and soccer is very popular, but I don't watch those sports. So, I don't want that. I want to be able to watch the Monday Night Football game. Or the Sunday Night Baseball game. That's what I want.
Fair enough. Alrighty, well, was that...
the only thing, this did not come out of D23, but Netflix is doing a Breaking Bad movie called El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. It's coming out in October.
All right. Yeah, I was going to mention that, the Breaking Bad movie. Okay. I mean, yeah, Breaking Bad was really good, so...
Yeah, so it'd be interesting, and it's all about where Jesse Pinkman, what he did after the fact, because he drove off into the sunset after getting away. So it's like what he's been doing. Although Breaking Bad was like 6 years ago, so is this like 6 years later, or is this? Or are they going back in time?
I don't
know. That'd be interesting on where they're going with that. I find it interesting that it's going to be a movie though, and not like another season.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they needed to do another season.
No, because you already got like Better Call Saul. So do you need another Breaking Bad spinoff?
No. What you did, they hit the goal with Breaking Bad, and they ended it in a good way, and they're just gonna leave it like that. Kind of like the Avengers movies now. We're not going for Avengers Endgame again.
Right.
You know, we've got that. We got the satisfaction from it. So now we're going to move on and do something else, something different. So, yeah, no need for them to redo Breaking Bad, you know, or continue it. I think you probably ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this being a one-off, I am fine with that.
Yeah. Also, Uncharted, you know, that movie apparently lost another director. Because Sony.
It's like all of these movies that I want to be good, I'm just like, this is not going to be good.
Well, remember I said, I was like, when Sony was the one doing Uncharted, I was like, it's probably not going to be good.
How come none of the movies are ever like smooth?
I don't know. Yeah, all their movies. It's just always, this director lost and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's a question about Spider-Man. Are they going to keep the director?
I think so. You kind of have to at this point, don't you?
He's not obligated.
Well, I mean, I just felt like where the movie ended up, like you need that same guy.
Yeah, if you don't keep him, then that's definitely going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's all I have for the news.
All right, back to ESPN Plus. According to Wikipedia, it does not include major professional sports rights, including the National Football League, the National Basketball Association, and the Major League Baseball coverage are not included in the service.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't want this. You get soccer, Canadian football, and the Ivy League. And
that's still big for a lot of people.
Yes, it is. But I'm talking about me personally.
Oh, well, yeah.
And you also get the
Disney's not
the
worried about you
Swedish.
personally.
I don't even know what this is. What kind of sport is this?
What?
I can't pronounce it. It's from Sweden. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
And golf, if you like golf.
Oh, yeah, you definitely
People love golf.
People love golf.
Yeah, so nothing I watch, though. So I guess I'm going to get the regular Disney Plus because I don't watch none of this stuff.
It's the same price.
It's going to be cheaper than $11.
Okay.
I guess I'll end up with it because I already have
I'm on a bundle
Hulu.
because I want Hulu. My Hulu bundle then.
So I'm just going to have ESPN Plus that I don't watch.
Doesn't matter. You still save.
I know it's going to cost me $1 extra.
That's like complaining about getting free stuff.
Look, if I have it, I want it to be. It's like having stuff stored in your garage and you're not using it.
Yeah, well. Whatever. All right, let's see what everybody's doing. Danette, what you doing?
So I am watching Law and Order SVU. Now, for some reason, and I don't know why I'm doing this, I'm watching it on Hulu and on Amazon.
What?
So don't ask me why. I just realized I started watching it on Amazon, and then one day I turned on Hulu and started watching it, and I'm not even in the same season.
Oh my god.
I don't know what I was doing or why I'm watching it on two different services.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, this show is really good. And it's surprising that it's the only Law and Order that's still around now. Right?
Yeah.
And it'd be so crazy. And you watch the episode like, dude, that was crazy. Then you watch another episode and it's crazier than the episode before that episode. And it's like this one episode, it was like this little girl dies in a robbery gone bad. Mm-hmm. So then the doctor says like, hey, this girl was molested. And the girl was, and so her sister, because she was with her sister when she died, was like, I don't know what happened to her. Then it was, my boyfriend did it. And then it was like,
I've seen that episode.
Then it turned out the sister did it and set the little girl to be murdered because she was like, I'm telling. And so she set the whole robbery thing and everything up to kill her little sister to cover up the fact that she molested her own sister. Crazy, right?
What?
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
insane.
it be some wild episodes on
Dude, that stuff be so insane. And I'd be like, what? And it makes me think it's like, some of the stuff happened for real.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the depressing part.
Yeah.
But that is what I'm doing.
21 seasons it starts next month.
21 seasons, really?
Oof.
Wow.
Yep, season 21 is starting.
I am on season 4 and 6.
I don't even.
How are you going to explain that? How are you going to do
I don't
that?
know. I don't know why I'm watching it on two different. I don't know what I was doing. I must have forgot that I was also watching it on Hulu. Mm-hmm. But
well, my thing, is kind of like the same thing. So I guess I shouldn't talk about it.
Yes, but that is what I'm doing. I've been really busy this week, so I haven't really done anything too interesting. But
okay. That's interesting. Derek, what you doing?
I started back up with
watching what now?
What you watching?
Second season.
What?
The second season of what?
911.
Oh, didn't you just
My
watch
wife
that?
loves that show.
I love that show.
Yeah.
I love the show too. No, I started while it was coming on regular TV, and then I went back and watched season 1, but I didn't see the beginning of season 2, so I started watching the beginning of season 2. So that's why I was saying
with you two in watching 2 seasons at the same time. What's wrong with you?
I know. That's why I was.
I watch all
telling
shows like that.
Telling Danette, I was just like, yeah, I really can't talk about.
Watch things in order.
I can't. I can't. I will watch the first season of something and then watch season 8.
That would annoy me so much. Everything has to be in order for me.
I just want to know like what happened. Like, oh, do they ever get together?
Yeah.
So then I watch the season where they get together, and then I will go back.
Yeah. See, now I know where my son gets this from because he's like, oh nope, this has got to be in order. It's got to be in order. I can't watch this show out of order.
I watch shows out of order. I will watch the
when I
end
miss
of
an episode, it upsets me so much, and I'm like, "What is this? What am I watching right now? What happened?"
I have no problem doing that.
Oh God.
So I'm doing that, and then, growing up, the three of us, we always had, game night where we played board games together as a family. Mm-hmm. So I was interested in like, hey, what are the most popular games? So, and they had a list of like the 5 most popular games.
Monopoly.
And I mean, of course, number 1 was Monopoly. But then, surprisingly, chess was number 2.
Do we count that as a board game?
Night chess?
I mean, I know it has a board, but
yeah, hey, they count it as a board game.
Technically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's popular.
Life was number 3.
I have that still.
The Game of Life. Number 4 is Clue.
That is my game.
And number 5 is Risk.
So all the classics.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, those were the top 5.
Yeah, Risk takes Monopoly takes forever.
Board games, and they said play as a family or play as a date night. So I'm guessing that's why
none of those games can be played with 2 people besides chess.
Like who's playing Clue with? I mean, you can't play Clue with 2 people.
You can't play 2 people. Like, yeah. How's it a date night?
But why would you?
Life you can play with 2 people.
Yeah, but that's boring.
Yeah, kind of boring. I know. We ran into this because I was trying to figure out what to do. Like at home, we were gonna play games together, and I was like,
you gotta play like Scrabble.
Yeah.
I hate
Checkers.
Scrabble.
I do hate Scrabble.
I can't spell, so
yeah. They Connect 4, Battleship.
Yeah.
Battleship. I do have Battleship.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's mine.
Battleship.
And that Connect.
No, this is the same Battleship that I took to our 5th grade class. That's a show.
You still have that?
Yes, we still have Battleship.
I still have an original Clue.
Yeah. This is the same Battleship. I'm pretty sure we have most of the pieces, dude. Like we definitely have all the ships.
Yeah.
We might be missing some of
them. Well, when I moved out, I didn't have
tokens.
Anything, so I had to buy everything. So
Why?
I bought Battleship, I bought Clue, I bought Monopoly, I bought the Game of Life.
This Battleship's in really good shape. Like,
wow. When you were in the 5th grade?
Mm-hmm. We had it well before then, but I remember bringing it to school because we were bringing board games. And I brought Battleship.
Man.
Yes, it's old.
Dude, that's like 1990 something.
Yes.
1999.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, what am I doing? Well, a couple of things, I guess. Mm-hmm. One, I've been looking at like some Raspberry Pi stuff for people who don't know what that is. I'm not talking about a food. It is a computer chip, but you could do a lot of stuff with it. So, I've been watching people like make their own smart homes with the Raspberry Pi. Like instead of buying a Nest thermostat that's like $200, they made one out of Raspberry Pi, which total cost them like $50 or $60 for all the components. How much
did their time cost?
I mean, yeah, you always have to put in the time. I don't know, but they didn't spend $200 out of pocket. So I thought that was pretty cool, what they're doing. And then another thing that I saw, which I thought was cool, is some company out there called Parsec. And what they do, they allow you over online, basically it's a remote connection to another person's computer, but it's only to play games. So it's allowing people to play some old school games online. So, like Mario Party, which generally you need people over, but let's say your friend lives in another country, which happens a lot nowadays. So now they can still play Mario Party together as long as one person has it on their computer, legally, quotation, cough, cough. So
I like how you added the cough.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Like it was a pretty cool program, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." You know, I saw someone they did on YouTube. They played Sonic. You know, the second player as Tails, but one person lived in Canada, the other person lived in the U.S., and they just went through and did a whole Sonic series. And I was like, that was pretty cool. So I was looking at that. I thought
that's interesting.
awesome. Yeah.
Sonic was definitely your game.
Such a dork.
What Sonic has a following, and yes, we know that majority of his games are bad, but Sonic 1, 2, and 3 / Knuckles is good. And then Sonic Mania that came out.
Sonic 2 was the best.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles, if you play it as a whole game, that is a pretty good game.
Is that the one where you had the little the cartridge in a cartridge?
Yeah. And they had the different shields and stuff. Fun fact, that was a cartridge in a cartridge because they couldn't fit the whole game on one cartridge. So they split it into 2 different games.
Okay.
Technology has gone a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sonic Mania was pretty good too. I don't know if you guys seen that.
No, is that a recent?
Yeah, it came out last year. I want to say maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And basically, since everyone was modifying the old Sonic games, and the Sega actually, since they do a horrible job at making their own characters' games, they gave the job to the guy who made a mod of their video game. And he did an excellent job. It went basically back to a 2D scroller, but like updated animations. The game looks great. And they just brought it back to its roots. So basically you're like playing the old school Sonic 2, Sonic 3 games, but with new storylines. And they even brought back some old levels and stuff, like Chemical Plant Zone. You play that again. Oil Ocean's up in there.
I did like that.
Yeah. Except for now, you keep the shields. Remember, Sonic 3 gave you the different shields? So you're in Oil Ocean. If you pick up a fire shield and you land on the oil, it catches on fire.
That's cool.
So it's pretty dope. I like the game. So I actually have it. I haven't played through it yet, but.
And you said it's called Sonic Mania?
Yeah. And basically, it takes place after Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Where do you buy this at?
Steam.
Okay.
Yeah. Or it's available for PlayStation too.
I'm not buying it. I was just wondering.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good. But that's what I'm doing. So that's the end of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, reach out to us on Facebook, facebook.com/3D Rivals. Also, we're on Twitter. That's at 3_rivals on Twitter. And you can email us at 3drivals@gmail.com. Don't forget, #Bond History Month is coming up in a half a year. Or more than a half a year. It's coming up. Don't forget about it. #Bond History.
Bond History Month.
Okay.
All right, I don't want to get
sued. Both you guys.
But anyway, thanks for listening, guys, and peace out.
Peace out.